Hey there! Hi there, Velveteers! This is Bad Timing with Velvet Tom. I'm your host, lover, loser, legend, Velvet Tom. This is episode 3 of my podcast. Welcome! Welcome back! Looks like we made it to almost a month of content. And we're going to make it, and then some. So I'm glad that you're here to keep on listening. Thank you very much for your support. And as always, visit my website, velvettom.com, for all things Velvet Tom, including the most up-to-date episode of this podcast right on the homepage. Also visit my social media pages while we still have them. Go to YouTube and become a subscriber to the Velvet Tom channel, and you can listen to this podcast in an audio-visual format on a weekly basis. We love you and thank you very much for all the follows, subscribes, and support. And if you'd like to support this show further, you can Venmo me at velvet-tom, and I always appreciate a buck or two to support the show. So thank you very much for that, and I love you, whoever needs to hear that. I love you, damn it. It's so easy to say. I love you, and you're going to love my guest today, Aryiel Hartman. She is so special to me. She is one of my best friends. She is a comedy partner. She performed as my ex-wife, Guinevere, in the Velvet Tom Cabaret Hour that we performed for Monday Night Tease Productions at 3 clubs. Back, 2014 to like 2016. It was a good run. We had a great run. We created a great many musical numbers, and we did it all just goofing in rehearsal, and it just came about. And yeah, not everything stuck, but when it did, it was comedy gold. And I have to say, this is part 1 of possibly 3 of a 3-hour just improvisational hootenanny that her and I had. And I gotta tell you how it starts. It starts with me being invited to the call with, oh my gosh, it was from Footloose. Oh gosh, what was it? Oh, not so far away. It's getting closer, closer every day. Boom, almost paradise. We're knocking on heaven's door. So here we are lip syncing that from the old 80s Footloose. My Zoom background is a headshot that she mistakenly sent to me. And by mistakenly, I mean she shouldn't have, because I just kept it on my Zoom background. So here she is looking at herself. We're serenading each other. And then I take control of the recordings to bring you hour 1 of 3 of just absolute goofiness of this wonderful person who is an actor, who is a singer, who is a model. She has her own evening at the grotto where you can draw her and she will pose right there live on Facebook. So visit that sometime. We might talk about that in the 3 hours, but this first hour is an introduction to frat boy ghost Chad. This is my lovely, funny, lengthy conversation with Aryiel Hartman. Hey, and we're live!
That was a beautiful introduction.
You
came in hard. You came in perfect, like you were expecting. Not planned at all. No, that was hilarious. Not planned once whatsoever. I was just like, oh, this would be funny to put on when he comes into the room.
I did this a couple of hours ago. I found this picture. I remember I used this because one of the Firefly gigs for
oh shoot, I can't remember for Fringe when we did those
Oh
Fringe
yeah.
shows. You sent me this picture and like I had it on a big iPad singing to it because I didn't know if you're going to show up or not.
That's right, because I was like doing something. I was like modeling at Warner Brothers or something.
Were you?
Yeah, I think that's what I was doing actually, and I like ran there, but I made it.
You
And
did.
then we had that other Fringe show where we weren't sure if our musician was like on the edge of a cliff somewhere. Like,
That's right.
nobody had heard from him for days, and we were like, I guess he might be dead. He might show up, but he might be dead, and we were. It wasn't a bit.
It was
Luckily, he
not a
showed up.
bit. It was. Oh,
Cheers, cheers! By the way, I am drinking a rosé spritzer.
wow, my drink disappears when I put it into the
I
background.
know it looks like it's very ghosty. I
I am
love my
drinking.
picture behind you. It's just so.
Ooh. Isn't it something? Who is that woman?
I don't
Look at
know.
you! Look at you! Look
Ah!
at
I'm confronted
you!
with myself. I've already confronted myself enough during this quarantine, really.
Yeah, you really do. You gotta face some hard things about yourself. Like,
I, every day.
can I
I do
really
every day.
smell like that?
Hey, I showered today.
I described it. I didn't. I'm going to probably tomorrow. Tomorrow. It won't be today.
That was such a beautiful. I'm going to not tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe.
It's not going to happen today. Well, well,
What are you
mystery
drinking?
cheers.
What are you drinking? Because it
I'm
just looks
drinking
like
a.
water, but I'm
I'm
sure it's
drinking
not.
a Kirkland vodka and lemon Soleil.
That reminds me. Hold on.
Oh no,
Oh, lemon soleil. I'm drinking. Wait, hold on.
I'm drinking melon Soleil.
That's amazing because I'm drinking a rosé spritzer with peach soleil. That's like
What?
wow. That's like
That that is
vintage.
like that's like one step up from Bellini. What you're drinking? That is.
It is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's also because I don't like getting headaches, and in the summer I want something refreshing, and where I don't drink so fast.
What do you normally drink? Is it red wine? Are you a red wine drinker most of the time, or what do you?
Not really. I was. I mean, the thing of the older I've gotten, the harder it is for me to drink. What are you doing?
I'm just grooming while you're talking.
Just casually brushing your beard. It's not even a beard comb. It's a fucking brush.
It
A
is.
fucking brush.
Now this is a beard comb. I'm sorry. I was interrupting your list of alcohols.
Nonchalantly.
Just just
Oh God.
no, just
Oh, there's so much hope left in those eyes.
just gonna try and see if I can get my hair to flip like the picture behind
Ooh,
me.
you're going for like a deep Costanza right
Oh,
now.
boy, this is a mega comb over. I've never experienced it. I parted this thing down the middle, and seriously, it wasn't pretty. It was just created sort of a
COVID.
peninsula of skin.
Oh God, you look like it looks like Bram Stroker, Bram Stoker, different series altogether. It's like those Bram Stoker movies, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Bram Stoker's fuckula. Oh,
I've
me.
come to fuck your blood. Right? That's what he says.
What's that? Yeah.
It was still Gary Oldman in both versions, though. That's the strange part. No, you look like Bram Stoker's Dracula. You know when he's like it's not white, but you're like getting
Oh,
there.
yeah, this thing is really.
Mina, can you
There's
just
so
do
much.
that?
There's so much.
Mina.
It needs to go.
Oh, don't. I'm begging you, please don't Please don't do what all the dudes are doing and do the whole over buzz cut. Please don't do that.
What do you mean?
Please don't do that.
What do you mean? The whole
like the all over buzz that all the guys are doing right now.
No.
Don't.
Like I fantasize about clipper guards, so to do a nice fade, I wonder what clipper guard I'm going to use to do my bottom, what clipper guard I'm going to use to do the top. Is it going to be a 2? Is it going to be a 4? No, I just wouldn't shave it and look like a refugee from the book 1984. No, we're well on our way.
That is the 3rd time that book has come up in conversation.
No.
I mean, we're kind of there, man, with the, government enforcing us to wear a mask. Okay, I won't get political. I'm sorry. I'm going to go down. We don't have to go down that.
Hey, man.
I was making a joke, but I'm only making a joke because I just read a bunch of people's posts before this who weren't making a joke about that, which is... I never thought in all of my years that I would ever be referred to as like a sheeple by a friend of mine, like mindlessly believing the government. You can edit this out. We don't have to include this in, but
no, this is fine. This is good stuff because the fact that people are it's the irony that you're being called a sheeple. I mean that word is 8 years old at this point. Come on. You're such a sheeple for using it.
It was first said by Kurt Loder on MTV News, I think.
You're not fucking around. You're not
That's
joking.
how old it is. I don't know, probably. It sounds true,
And this is MTV News.
Remember Kurt Loder?
Yeah, he's 80.
I know. And he was the only person on that network that ever took anything seriously, and you could tell, and I respected him for it. But it would be like Kurt Loder and then like Daisy Fuentes. It was great. I just mean it was kind of like MTV trying to be like a serious network where it was like, yeah, guys, no.
There was a time I recall that people were turning to MTV News, like. If
really?
Youth wouldn't watch the ABC News because it was stodgy.
I guess that's true.
So they got an actual newsman, like a real...
Grandpa, tell us about the early days of MTV while you comb your beard.
Back in my day, they had these things called music videos. And... we used to sit there and watch him and then interpret him. What did Tom Petty mean in the You Got Lucky video when there's this casino wrapped in garbage cans out in the middle of nowhere? That was back in my day when I could eat cheese and dump too. Oh, boy.
Wow.
And then they had the road rules.
The road rules. I was kind of obsessed with road rules. I really wanted I wanted to go on road rules. Yeah? I wanted to go on road rules until like a few seasons in where the challenges just got like psychopathic, like Jigsaw, territory where it was like, maybe not.
I wish I knew what it was all about. Like real world road rules. God, that's a mouthful.
Real world road rules challenge. That was always hard for the announcers to say.
A real world road rules challenge. That is a tough one.
That's how you got to be a VJ back in the day. Was you were able to say that.
That's right.
That was the test.
This is my edit.
Welcome to the real world road rules challenge. Fuck.
Next.
Thank you so much for your time. Yeah. Next.
Thank you for the real world road rules. Okay. Just one more time.
But it's 4 words. Welcome to the roof. Fuck.
But this is it. This gets me the job. Welcome to the real world road rule challenge.
And I don't know if you remember this because when I was a youth, I was it
wasn't that long ago.
I mean, it kind of is. We don't have to talk about it. But
shooting down all these great conversations. We don't have to talk about that. let's talk about something else. When you were a youth.
No, but back in the day when they had their first MTV VJ competition, the guy that won was like a 20-year-old stringy tall dude named Jesse, who I think didn't even realize where he was most of the time. He was just so high, or it was just, I'm not quite sure. And the second one was Dave Holmes, who went on to have a very fruitful hosting career.
Yes.
What are you saying?
What?
You know what? It doesn't look bad on you.
I'm just trying to get, yeah, I'm trying to see what I look like with your hair. I got a picture of her in my background, and I'm just trying to focus on. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, it doesn't. That is fucking funny. That's really funny.
Now I
you have to. Can you do the same face like that? Don't make me have crazy eyes. Oh, I don't have crazy eyes in that photo. Come on.
I can't find it. My picture is a little thing. I need to change like my thing because like I am just like a little live picture in the thing. Like my gallery view is different. There we go. Oh wait, hold on. You have very kind eyes. Yes, no, I can't do it.
So scary. So terrifying.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, my beard itches so much. That's why I'm just
really? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it itches. It's
yeah. Maybe you have crabs.
No. Again? You're crabs.
Oh man. It's good to laugh again. I feel like you're an evil villain, and that's like your trait, is you're always combing your beard like, yes, Mr. Bond.
Yes, Mr. Bond. My plan is well manicured like my beard, Mr. Bond. And you will never find out the next step, but I'll tell you anyway.
And then I'm gonna leave before I watch you die.
Ta-ta, Mr. Bond.
Even though this is what I've been after the entire movie.
Oh.
I'm gonna assume it's all gonna go according to plan. All of it, in every movie. That's what happened. Every movie. I want to write like a James Bond bad guy where he's just like, takes up a chair, puts it next to like the pool of boiling acid he's being lifted into, and just like, can't wait to see this shit. Like,
no, I'm sorry. You're supposed to leave at this point, and then.
Oh no, I'm watching this. I want to watch this whole shit. And then it's like the doorbell, and it's his fucking Postmates.
I'm James Bond 007. I certainly cannot perform my getaway in front of it. I get performance anxiety, so you must leave the room.
Actually, maybe that's the new Postmates commercial. Is like, it's Postmates saves you because it pulls away the villain. Oh, blast! That's my Popeyes. You know how English Bond villains love Popeye's chicken?
I thought it was the
I'm being very superficial. It's a very common trait.
Louisiana fast. Right away.
Have you used any sort of delivery service during this time?
We have made most of our meals. We've cooked during this time.
Yeah.
So, no, I bring home fried chicken from the grocery store once in a while. And
right.
That's a bad idea.
Why?
Because you really feel it at about 4 o'clock in the morning. It was just. Ooh. And I went to go take the bag to put the rest of the chicken in the refrigerator, and there was so much oil from the chicken that it went the bag. It destroyed the bag, and all this chicken almost went all over the floor. These 4 glorious fried pieces of chicken almost hit the floor. I still would have eaten it. It wouldn't have mattered.
Oh wow.
I can't get it right. I still can't get it right.
No, you got it. I got a picture of it. It was so funny.
It's better.
It's like one of those. It's like one of those things in Vegas where it's like you put your head in the body of like a Chippendale dancer. Oh man, it's good to laugh again.
It's perfect. It's good to laugh again with you because I wasn't nearly this hairy the last time we saw each other, which was.
Were you?
which was
I don't even remember.
2 months ago.
No, it was St. Patrick's night, actually.
Was it St. Patrick's Day? Okay.
It was because I did my photo session during the day and then I changed everything for our show at night. It was right when the lockdown started. There was no like clear rules yet. It was just everything had been shut down and you guys came over and I mean, yeah. I guess that wasn't a good idea, but I mean, we're fine, so.
We're fine.
Can you stop looking at porn while I'm talking to you on Zoom? That would be
okay. Look, this will be the porn you want to see if that's the case. This is going to be the best porn ever.
I hope it's a picture of John Hamm holding a cake outside my door.
It's gonna be wonderful. I just wanna show you the last time we got together. Hold on, one moment, please.
Oh God.
It's worth it. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to do any of this.
No, I know. I keep meaning to go back to that video and like take a clip out and post it because there was a lot of gems. It was funny.
Back in my day. Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, it was really fun to just mess around, and it was kind of our way of making, like, not making light of everything, but just getting together and having a few laughs since everything was so scary so fast.
I think maybe
because we listened to the government, man.
We're such sheeple. You're such a sheeple.
I mean, fine.
Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with it. And you know what? I'm really okay with this.
Hollow.
Wait, hold on. There I am. I don't even know what that is.
That's a good picture.
It is, but somehow or other, it didn't. It did this thing. It's sideways.
Look at my hat. That's great. Oh, I'm wearing the same necklace I am now.
Oh great. You haven't changed your necklace in 2 months?
I actually have. I normally wear a necklace 24 hours a day, and I haven't during this quarantine, but I literally just put this on before we started because I felt I needed some more neck accoutrement.
Need to cover
Look
your
how
neck.
much longer my hair is, though. Jesus, I need a haircut more so than anything. It's so long. It's just growing out. I'm like a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh.
Like.
Really, please, let me really reveal what's... Yeah, I know what you're...
I'm getting, like, the Jude Law hairline.
The Dude Law?
The Jude Law hairline.
Dude Law.
Dude Law. Dude Law will be right back on
USA.
Okay, while we're still in quarantine, you and I are going to write a pilot for Dude Law. And it's just a bunch of bros in law school.
Yo, hey, that's totally illegal, man. I know it.
Hey, do you know who my dad is, bro?
Yeah, man. He's my dad, too.
Oh, right. Sorry, Gary.
That's okay, Larry. We're dude bros. We're twindiots. And we went to Pepperdown Law School.
Pepperdown?
Yeah. It's near the Boo.
I went to Pepperdown Law School.
Pepperdown Law School.
Yeah, like when you get a salad at a fancy restaurant and you ask for some pepper down.
Can I get some pepper down on this?
Can I get some fresh pepper down on this?
Brown pepper down?
Very interesting fun fact about me.
Yeah?
Since you asked. You didn't ask, I know that, but one of the first like immersive acting things I ever did was for this drug cartel. No, I'm kidding. that was the first. The second one. Hey, I needed money for college. The second one, I was an orientation assistant my sophomore year of college. And so you're basically, you know, the wizened sophomore through seniors there to guide the you know, infantile freshmen along their way. I'm joking, obviously, but it was like you were there to kind of make an ass out of yourself and make the freshmen feel better. Anyways, so there was this huge like introductory thing in this big auditorium, And there was this one part where we were all supposed to like be in the audience and stand up and ask questions and then like get on stage. But me, being a fucking theater major asshole, was like taking my character really seriously, and my character had the punchline of the questions, which was like, where do people party here? Like 4 years of partying, okay, maybe 5, like total like super senior. But I didn't realize until I got in the audience that I was gonna have to like interact with people kind of as this character. I couldn't just be myself and then stand up and be like, hey, I could have, but I chose not to. So for like 15 to 20 minutes, I just talked to this freshman next to me, like pretending I was hammered, and I convinced them that I came to the wrong college for orientation, and I was supposed to be, I'm supposed to be at like Peppy, she's like, Pepperdine? I'm like, yeah, I think something like that. And so she was like, Pepperdine is way long way. I was like, oh shit. And totally had this poor girl convinced that I was just some idiot lost case for like 20 minutes until I stood up. And she later told me that she was so scared when she saw me stand up because she thought I was just so drunk and out of it that I was just like, people are standing up, cool. And I don't think she ever shook that vision of me for her the rest of her college career.
Oh gosh, I hope you like slipped into that character every time you saw her on campus.
I probably had to, Kristen. I think that's where Chad started. Is that gotta commit to this bit, man?
Oh, the beginning of Chad.
Well, the beginning of Chad, the epistemological beginnings actually stem from the hat of Chad, which is actually right here. The hat of Chad.
Chad.
Which my former roommate gave to me. She was getting rid of it, and she was laughing, and she was like, do you want this? And I put it on, and I think the ghost of a frat boy lives inside of it, because the second it goes on my head, I just started talking like, what up, man? And then it just kind of became a part of me, and never shall it leave.
Ghost of the Flying Von Dutchman.
That's Chad's a trust fund kid, but he's a Von Dutch trust fund kid. His name, maybe that's his last name, is Chad Von Dutch.
Chad broke his neck doing a keg stand while wearing that ball cap.
Absolutely no. It was actually like he broke his tailbone on a dune buggy on a trip to Mexico.
Chad's hardcore.
Chad is hardcore, man.
My body's still out in the middle of Joshua Tree, man.
Dude, you gotta get my hat back. This is the source of all my power.
Seriously, if you commune me with your hat, then you can have any 2 wishes you want forever.
We should do that as a sketch where like we make this like put this in the middle of like a seance and do a Chad seance. Oh, I'm gonna slip into some hottie body. You can do that when you're a ghost. You can just go into chicks' bodies. You don't even have to ask. It's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, when you're a celebrity, you can do it, man.
Hashtag no consent needed for ghosts.
Yeah. Or all consent for apparitions. Get an apparition pass.
You're like a Ouija board, and it's like S-U-C. Okay, Chad. What?
Yes.
Ask if anybody has any secrets.
Yes. There is no on my Ouija board.
I mean, dude, respectfully, I take a lady's no. It's just I never hear it. You know what I'm saying? What is that?
It's me stalled in a comeback. It's me like, no.
Speaking of other awful male traits, can there be an end to men talking about, like, I had a weird misunderstanding with this chick as to whether or not there was consent in college. Does that make me, like, a bad guy now? Yes.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about it now, unless it was cleared up totally then, it's probably good that you're thinking of it now, and it was probably not okay. And yeah, you probably were a bad guy.
Yeah, if you got ambiguity on the brain,
I've had so many
imagine how
dude
they
friends
feel.
bring stuff up like that where I'm like, yeah, ugh, sorry, poor you.
Wait, does that mean that under these complete circumstances, I was a real jerk? Does that mean I'm a jerk still?
If I was a jerk in college, does that mean I'm a jerk still? Not
I think it
everybody.
was okay that I was a jerk then.
I mean, if a girl pretended to be okay with it back then, why is she not pretending to be okay with it now? That's my question.
Yeah, like, wait, you just all of a sudden change your mind? Like, you didn't have like 20 some years to let it weigh heavily on you and destroy your self-esteem in some way?
We should not keep going down this path.
I know.
It's
Hey, you
not.
know what? It's commentary. Yeah, you're right.
It's almost political.
It's almost, how do we be apolitical?
Well,
Oh, thanks for making. You know what I love? You made the passport. You made the password Burbank to this.
I tried to put fucking in Burbank and it wouldn't let me.
Password is too long.
I think it was too dirty. Because we're fucking in Burbank.
Burbank.
What is that? No, that was not.
Fucking in Burbank.
Fucking on the escalator of the IKEA.
Fucking in Burbank.
Downtown Burbank.
Even the vestibule at the PF Chang's a good idea. I thought, did we have a line where PF Chang's was referenced?
Probably. I know Corner Bakery was in there a lot.
That's right. Corner Bakery. Yeah, we fucked there.
Corner Bakery is a great idea. AMC 13. We fucked there.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about my friend that like took our entire show literally?
What do you mean?
It was our Thanksgiving show, and I went to go get like a glass of wine before the show. Remember, I was in that robe because I was like acting like I didn't want to do the show, and he was like, he went over to say hi to me, and I was just like, I said like some stupid joke about you like this, and so for the entire show, he said that he like hated you because he thought that I was legitimately being like this fucking guy when I was just like in character.
Wow.
And he took the whole show literally, and then later he was like, "Did you guys really fuck all over Burbank?" And I was like, "No."
No.
I mean, it is based off a true story of somebody that I know, and they did fuck all over Burbank, which led to the creation of the song. I don't think we're that Fleetwood Mac incestuous that we would write a song about our.
That's so great.
Also, you know, I'm forgive me, not to have a bias, but Burbank doesn't necessarily get me wet. You know.
What? Oh, like public sex? No, not.
No, I'm just talking about the city of Burbank.
Oh, really? I'm as soon as I get off on Western Avenue, I'm moist. You know, I'm rock hard. Wait, I'm in Burbank. The IKEA has moved to a totally different place. I tell you what, there's all sorts of great banging over at the bank, banging in the bank at the new IKEA.
Oh God! You know what? One we never did that we should have done is central casting. Central casting. We fucked there.
We fucked there.
We should have done
central casting. I know.
That would have been fucking great. Oh.
Talk about central casting for a second. Did you ever do that? Did you do the whole enrollment at central casting? Go over there?
Oh yeah, when I first moved here. Oh yeah, when I first moved here, it was just I did so much extra work. I just wanted to get in the mix and learn everything I could. Yeah, they were great. I hear it's better now because you can make like well, I mean, not now, but before now. You could make an appointment instead of having to like wait at 4 a.m. to get seen to register, which is
Over there, yeah.
Not how it was back in my day.
No, you had to wake up at the crack of ass and go down there and wait.
Yeah, you might have to get there at like a 7 or 8, and you'd be waiting for a little while, but not like 4 in the morning. That's just crazy.
And then you had those agencies that were right across the street from Central Casting
Yes.
that
Did you ever do those?
bump you up. No, I never did those either. Well, yeah, no, I never went that far. But I did
Yeah, I never got, because they wanted you to be available for work every single day, and I was like auditioning for stuff, and I didn't want to be, yeah. But Central Casting was great. I got a bunch of really cool things through them, and then I just kind of fell off and wasn't doing extra work. My friend and I were talking about this earlier this week of like, I don't think I would mind. I've had a lot of great extra work experiences. I got to work on that movie, that Matt Damon movie, The Informant, for like 3 weeks, like 6 day, 3 weeks. And that was cool. Everybody was really nice. It was a very small crew. They were just, it was really, really great. And then you're on some other things where you're literally treated like the scum of the earth that's just crawled out of the gutter to show up for extra work that day, and whoever's in charge just hates you, and you know what I mean. So that the fact that it's such a mixed bag, that's always a little difficult. You know what I mean? I feel like there can be like a modicum of respect. Anyways.
Well, it's always very intimidating. My experience going down there was like, you have to be available. Make sure to keep your information updated, because if we try and call you and you're not at the information, we will take you off the rolls and we will blackball you. I mean, they made it very simple. And I understand, because they have hundreds of people filtering through that, but that's their choice.
Yeah.
You have hundreds of people filter through that. So when they start setting up those sort of, I wouldn't call them thuggish boundaries, it just shocked me to sort of hear that, because it wouldn't occur to me to not keep my information updated if I wanted to go out on things. Plus, right. I was in the same boat as you, not to flout my privilege or anything like this, but I did get lucky to get a commercial agent within about 6 months of living here, and I've been going on auditions. So it's not necessarily that I needed to go through Central Casting. I did want the experience of what that was like to go through that process, and it was what it was. It certainly wasn't a cushy commercial audition, that's for sure. When you go to commercials,
that's the other weird thing about it. Like, I won't like name names or like name projects or whatever, but like I got called in for a specialty role on a big show. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm just not going to say it. And it paid really well, and we were highly featured, and blah, 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 blah. Technically extra work, but it didn't pay like extra work. You know what I mean? Like, it was a specialty thing. And the week before, I had just been the lead in this big national commercial shoot, like a bunch of important people. It was great. Mm-hmm. So I was going from that, and like I've been on a million sets, so have you. You know how to go in, sign in, check it. You know what I mean? Like the normal shit that you do.
Right.
And on this show, the woman checking in just took one look at me. Immediately, some people fall in love. She fell in hate. She just hated me for some reason. And then proceeded to treat me like the stupidest, worst person ever. And it wasn't just me, it was other people. Other people would talk about that behavior too. But it was so interesting to me how she was trying to treat me like I had no idea what I was like doing or whatever. And I was like, I was just on a set with a guy that won an Oscar last week. Like, what are you like? I'm, you know what I mean? But it was also like, well, why do we have to do it? Why does this have to happen? Like, what? Like, we're here. I'm not like, you know what I mean? I'm here. I'm not doing anything crazy or outlandish. I'm just.
No.
So, but I mean, that's also the way that a lot of people just treat extras. That mentality is like, whatever, you're disposable, you're whatever. And I do get that. And dude, I've also been on set with some extras that have been nuts. So I get it, where it's like it's a mixed bag. But I think there can be like a little bit more respect in that vein. Everybody's tired, everybody's working hard, everybody's trying their best, I hope. Anyways, that's my rant on that. If we ever do get back to work in Hollywood, it would be nice if people weren't just treated like garbage.
It would be nice.
Because that, honestly, I never minded doing extra work. Depending on what it was fun and interesting, but it was always more so like the attitude you got from people or kind of whatever. I was like, nah, this isn't really for me.
We're all kind of there to do the same thing. We're all, some people have lines, some people don't. I did an IHOP commercial a couple of years ago where we were founding fathers, but really we had broken into a museum and dressed like Revolutionary War folk.
I saw that. I remember.
And, three of us got hired as principals, but the director had other ideas once we got on set. He looked at the crew of extras was there and started handing out lines to people. So you never know when that is going to change, right? You never know when that's going to change. So you could just be an extra that is wearing a very expensive wool piece of clothing, not saying anything, to the point where you're featured in the long version of that commercial.
Yeah.
So, and usually that treatment happens with production professionals, but not necessarily the director themselves. So I've seen situations on set where I've seen mistreatment of talent or mistreatment of somebody, and then that person getting pulled aside and said, you need to adjust your attitude. But I've only seen it once. Most of them are pretty lucky, I guess. But I tell you,
I will say I've also seen certain directors treat the main talent like shit too, because they didn't like each other or something, and that was hard for me to watch too, because I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, you cast this person. Now you want to.
Right. You cast this person, and like how much are these differences between you guys that it really? He was pretty nasty to her, and we were already in a shot. It was my first rain scene, and we were all in the veterans cemetery in Westwood.
Oh yeah.
With all the white gravestones, and it was my first rain scene, which I was looking forward to until I got there and realized when you're in a rain scene, it's not raining on you. They are literally shooting water down at you from the cannons. So it was already a cloudy day. It was cold. We were wearing black. There was 10 of us. We were wearing suits, like skirt suits and pantyhose. And the pantyhose was holding the moisture to our bodies, and it was freezing. So it was already really hard. And then this actress was doing she was sobbing in the middle of us, right? It's like one of those things that pans across all of the extras and does that. And he just kept being such a dick to her in between takes that I was like, but it wasn't to get her there. It wasn't some actor director thing. He was just being an asshole, and then later I read about their feud, and I was just like, that seems unnecessary. We're already in an extreme circumstance. Do we not? Can we not? Anyways.
Yeah, it's just whatever the product was. It's just pasta, or it's just.
Oh no, this was a movie. This is a feature movie.
Yeah.
It's big deal people, but big deal people have big deal people problems. So.
And they're probably not that big of a deal, really. But you want to talk about going back quickly to crazy extras. Man, when I lived in Vegas, I did a series of casino commercials. There was no non-compete clause there. If you booked a casino commercial, you did it. And there's probably about 4 or 5 out there. But with the extras of those commercials, I never learned more about the Illuminati than I did for one. Boy, if I've always dabbled in conspiracies. I wouldn't say I'm a theorist.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't even call a conspiracy theorist a theorist, because that's just making a stubborn idiot sound smart. But you throw UFOs, and it became a game, when it'd be cut and we get to go back, and there was no principal talent hangout and extras hangout, it was
right.
Just, we all hung out together.
Right.
It's so what do you think about the Illuminati? Oh, the enlightened ones? Well, there hasn't been a president that hasn't been part of the Illuminati, and don't even mention Skull and Bones and in the presence of a president, or the Secret Service will remove you from the crowd. So, oh, really? What about Area 51? Hey, man, it's right over there. I'll take you right there. We'll do some Area 51. What are you doing after the shoot?
That's what I call my apartment.
Where all the secrets lie.
Where all the cool people crash. Oh, it wasn't really.
I'm trying to see. Can I disappear in this picture? Look at this shirt that I'm wearing. I got to do a shout out to my local middle-aged boy gang, the Los Lobos de los Feliz.
You really do have a middle-aged boy gang.
I do. In the neighborhood. You can get one of these. I mean, you hung out with us on Halloween that one time.
I forget which friend of it. Yeah, that's right. One friend, I forget which one it was, but he kept telling me, "You're one of us now," and I was like, "I'm good." Like,
no, one of us. Too late.
I was like, "No, I really don't think I am."
No, come on, you gotta be a wolf. You gotta be a Los Feliz wolf. You're like, right? You're in the neighborhood, man. You're in the LF.
Right here. Yeah.
You need to come to all the parties when we have those again.
I think I have been invited to, the Halloween one was hard because we always do Halloween here in our courtyard, and that rhymed. Yeah. But you guys still came by after that.
That was fun.
It was really fun. It was really fun.
Fun to get to see you. Halloweens.
I know. Last Halloween was a really fun one. I really, it's like Burning Man. A lot of people are like, oh, don't be part of a big camp. You'll never leave. You'll never explore. People will just come to you. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds fantastic. And Halloween kind of feels the same way. It feels like being a camp on the Esplanade where you're just like, yes, everyone will come through at some point.
Come through. I kind of liked just camping alone. The one time that I went to Burning Man, it was just me and my girlfriend at the time. We were going to camp with some other folks, but really they didn't have space for us based on our setup, which was just a tent, little monkey hut going on.
Maybe it just didn't have emotional space for you.
Seriously, but the thing is we kind of knew the people that we were going to be hanging out with, and we were like, we're going to be here for 10 days, right? 10 days? 10 days out here? No, let's go someplace else. Let's go to someplace that hasn't been claimed yet. But we were right next to we were right next to Camp 1111, who had particularly they always did this big, they had several Barbies walking into a pizza oven, sort of an art
Barbie Death Camp.
Barbie Death Camp. That's what we were next to. We were right next to Barbie Death Camp.
That's a good one.
So
that's awesome.
At least we kept good company, but I remember that. The roasted Barbies were right next door.
Yeah, Barbie Death Camp. Those people are great.
They were very nice.
Yeah.
They were very, very nice. It was a very long time
when before they canceled Burning Man, how people were still like holding out hope that it might happen, and I was like, that sounds. Although the LIB folks, I don't know when you're gonna air this, or if this is just going in a time capsule for 30 years, but
right. I'm gonna bury it right in the ground. I'm gonna
just bury your entire computer.
I'm gonna bury it right up. I already know where it's at. I see a yucca plant right out there
underneath my tomatoes.
And then I'm going to make myself a treasure map out of my own butt hide.
Oh.
And mail it to your great-grandchildren so they can find it. I got it worked out.
How do you know I'm having kids already?
I know. I know.
That was kind of terrifying. That was like from a deep place.
I know.
No.
He knows. She knows.
No.
I don't know if you're gonna have. I don't know if you're gonna have kids. How?
I will say I'll
callous of me to think
transparent and admit this. Quarantine has done nuts things to my ovaries, and I have just been imagining how to turn the guest room into a nursery. I'm not seeing anybody, not in the slightest. I'm still just, and that's never happened before ever, and now
Oh.
it's happening. So every time it does, I kind of catch myself and move on to a different thing. But
Maybe you'll just acquire a child. Maybe it won't be a matter of making one. Maybe you'll just be like,
not adopt a kid. I'll just maybe that sounds like a My Fair Lady like vocal exercise. You will acquire a child.
you'll acquire a child. Acquire a child.
That was like the bougiest thing you've ever said to me, Tom. Maybe you'll just acquire a child.
Maybe you'll just acquire a child. This
You know,
children out
can't
on
you
the
just go
street.
outside and find a little one running around with no attendant?
It's the apocalypse. There's children
The
everywhere.
apocalypse. Just go outside and find one.
Pick a kid. Be done.
Pick a kid.
Pick a kid. Any kid.
Oh, it's not funny. Yeah, it's not funny. Pick a kid.
Pick a kid. Any kid.
This is not something to joke about because child trafficking is a very real.
Yeah, no.
I'm not trying to laugh over it. I just laugh. Oh, man.
Child
Just laughing at-
trafficking. It's not funny, folks. It's not funny. Let's just. But
It
let's
does.
not
I'm just
deny that
imagining in a
maybe-
very Cockney way, just like pick a kid, any
Pick
kid.
a kid, any kid. Bring out your dad at
Like a
the
petting
same
zoo
time.
full of kids. Again, this is not funny. This is gonna. Oh man, this Zoom
You know-
between us. I'm gonna lose so many followers.
No, what are you talking about? Then your followers are mine. Then I'll just. Look,
We're all just
you know,
sheeple, man. We're all just sheeple.
Hey, man, we're just sheeple trying to joke about stuff that we can't joke about.
I'm gonna start a podcast and name it the Sheeple the Sheeples podcast.
I will be your first guest.
Or could it be the Sheeples Court? That's funny.
Oh yeah.
The sheep, ba-boom, the
Sheeples
Sheeples Court.
Meet the plaintiff. He claims that shelter-in-place rules and wearing a mask and being respectful to people is the way to go. Bum bum bum. Meet the defendant.
Everybody's booing them. They have no mask.
The defendant is a freedom-loving, liberal-hating, no mask wearing, sheeple not supporting American. They're
And his
speaking-
witness, he brought his gun.
brought his gun. Dun-dun.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this whole like taking away my freedoms wearing a mask thing. The people that are very much believing it and touting it are super far right and super far left. It's like all of the people that we always thought were the farthest away from each other are actually like agreeing on something, which I find interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's probably I think it falls into vaccination territory too.
No, absolutely. I agree. And that one, that's a tricky little, that's a tricky subject to get down. I'm a big believer in doing what's best for the herd. You know what I mean? Even if wearing a mask is just a what do you call it? Like a not an offering, but like a gesture.
I mean, it's a respect.
Even if that's all it is, I don't care. I'll do it. I really don't care.
It's okay. I'll do it. I mean, the air before all of this really wasn't great anyway, People probably should have been wearing masks if they didn't want emphysema at a young age, It's not
right.
It's not like wearing a mask is a new thing. There's just a reason to do it now.
Well, and people like in certain cities in China where the pollution has been insane for ages, people wear masks all the time already. So, I mean, this is not like a new concept in any means. It's just a new concept for Americans. And I do understand. I understand what a lot of people are talking about. And they're saying that instead of... I think a lot of people are just exhausted with being told you can't do anything anymore, and I do understand that. I think our government is like, I think everybody's just trying to figure their shit out right now. I don't think there's some grand conspiracy happening right now. I don't think our government is smart enough to do that, honestly. And again, I could just be a sheeple, but the majority of my friends right now have little babies, have kids, and I would never even think of going near them if I had just been out and about walking around without a mask for, hugging people. Like, that's the other thing. I had a friend that posted that she didn't want to wear a mask and that she was just going to hug whoever she wanted, and it was like, what the fuck? Like,
it's about what you want. This isn't really let's talk about freedom for a second. You are being centrifugally glued to a big ball of mud that's chasing a supernova that only travels a finite part of a very infinite universe. What kind of freedom do you think you really have if you look at the universal picture of it?
Hey, man, that's a great point, man.
That's a Chadism, man.
Hey, dude.
Ball of mud.
Yeah, dude, we're all just like hanging out on my big balls.
Yo, Chad, what's up? Where you been, man?
Wait, hold on. Sorry. My bad. Maybe. Here I am.
Chad! Whoa!
Yeah.
I came out of the blue, man.
Oh, man, I came onto the blue. Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Hey, man, lay down your $2 on this, okay?
Sorry, bro. I was just doing like this massive gravity.
Oh, somebody took the too big of a bong rip, man.
Yeah, dude. Don't worry. I had the corona, I think I had my corona, last August.
My corona.
Dude, I mean, that was...
Way to own it, man. Way to make it your corona, man.
Thanks, bro. I mean, I think I had it... I actually think I had it at Burning Man last year. I think I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, man.
I had no taste, and I was really itchy everywhere.
Really? What a bummer. Burning Man.
Yeah. Don't worry, I still bunkered down with some fine ass babes. Chad doesn't let the sickness stop him, you know what I'm saying?
No way.
Chad's got a Chad. Soleil!
Chad for life!
Dude,
hey, yo.
For life.
Hey, you hang in there. I'll be right back, okay?
Oh, alright. I'll just talk to the toddy behind you.
Yeah. Check her out, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
look at that sweet ass.
That picture was taken on St. Patrick's Day. Once you get lucky.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. I mean, if I cover you up, no offense, dude. I'm just not gay or nothing. I just don't want to look at your face. Oh, man. Look at that sweet ass haircut. Oh. This looks like a chick that's only been in quarantine for 4 days. It's my kind of girl, you know what I mean? Tom, do you think I have a chance with her? He's probably pooping right now. He's probably pooping. If I had to guess, he's probably... Way to just leave me hanging. Welcome to Hanging with Chad. My name's Chad. Let's chat about it. It's my show now.
Hey, yo, Chad, you trying to cop my show or what, man?
No, dude, you just fucking left me hanging. You told me, you just said, hey, I'll be right back. I was just trying to fill time, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, I was just trying to make that this show was brought to you by Soleil, man.
Soleil!
Soleil. Yeah, we're gonna get so laid after this, man.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. You know what? I'm on fucking Hinge every night, just numbers gaming it. One of these chicks she's just gonna buckle and meet me.
Oh, yeah, you're unhinged, man.
Because I'm staying here right now with this redheaded hottie, but she won't let me bring babes back here because she's a fucking prude.
I redheaded hottie?
I don't know. She doesn't look that good.
Look at that babe she is, man.
Oh, some bitch. I don't know. But I will tell you, bro, if you gotta bro down with a new babe or whatever, you gotta just take her to Griffith Park.
Yeah.
Nobody's there. Nobody's there. The trails are fucking empty, so you can just bone down with a sweet ass hottie.
Yeah, totes. Yeah, trails everywhere, you know? Yeah. We be fucking in Griffith.
Fucking in Griffith.
Walking on the pathways on the way to the observatory.
The pony rides are a great idea.
The merry-go-round. We fucked there. The pony rides.
We fucked there.
The LA Zoo.
We fucked there. Gene Autry.
We totally fucked at the Gene Autry, man.
Wait, did we, man? I don't remember that. Was I?
Gene Autry, man. He knows how to get down, man.
Dude, I'm sorry, but like Western art just really gets me hard.
Seriously.
I can't do it.
All those horses, man.
That's where I draw the line. I can't let Chad go any further. 'Cause I gotta let him go. You know what I mean?
Western art that just gets me.
Western art just makes my balls tingle.
I don't know what it is.
It's all those pictures of cowboys. I'm not no homo, just
I know what it is. It's just something about like oil paintings of people in chaps, man.
just something about people painting horses in motion. I just really respect the art form.
Something about the sculpture of people with feathers in their hair just really just brings me home.
I just really respect like the American history tradition of like the Native people, which Chad's like really enlightened to like the Native American culture.
In 164th Navajo, I've really been able to get in touch with the local.
I don't think I'm Navajo, but I've been with a hoe. Oh!
Which brings me back to that horse art that I was really into.
Dude, I love horse art.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best horse art. I did a series of horse butts.
Dude, I got all this money from this settlement because I was fucking skateboarding in front of Walmart and I took a spill, but it wasn't my fault. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't have put a curb there.
Oh, hey.
So I got, like, this huge, massive settlement, and the first thing I did was commission horse paintings for each room of my house.
Dope, bro.
Yeah, dude, each horse is, like, a different breed, too. I'm kind of, like, into that, you know?
Oh, so you got, like, the Palomino room and the Appaloosa room. I bet the bathroom is
Palomino room again.
The Appaloosa room.
The Palomino room.
Palomino room.
Palomino had like 17 syllables in it. That was great.
Palomino. Appaloosa. I'm all out of horse. Verenzahner. Stallion. That would be the bathroom, of course.
Lipizahner.
Oh, Lipizahner. Whatever. I put my lippins all over, you know. Put my lippins on her. Come on, where you going? Come back. Finally, I get my show back. I hope you like this. I'm going to have to definitely mark this explicit. This says so many oof bombs in it. And I think you said the phrase balls tingle, which I'm definitely, now it's rated R.
That's PG-13. Come on.
Balls tingle?
Yeah. Balls tingle sounds like the name of a very old cat. Oh, Mr. Balls Tingle!
Mr. Balls Tingle.
Cute little Mr. Balls Tingle.
Mr. Balls Tingle came back.
or it sounds like a cat name from the show Cats.
It's the movie Cats.
Mr. Balls Tingle.
It's Cat's Day Out with Mr. Balls Tingle.
Did you watch Cats? Did you see Cats?
No, did you?
Yes, I did.
Tune in next week to find out what did Aryiel think of the most recent movie, Cats. You know, the one with the star-studded A-list cast that has all of a sudden got amnesia to the experience of being in Cats. Wow, it must have really been great to not hear James Corden go on about it. Because that guy goes on about everything. And he is like, what, I was in that? Oh, I had no idea. That was my James Corden impersonation. Hey, if you want more funny voices like that, a improvisatorial meat grinder, then you're going to have to come back for for episode 2 anyway, because this conversation just keeps on going and it is so funny. I really hope that you're appreciating it. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting me. Go to velvettom.com again for all things Velvet Tom, including going to my Venmo at velvet-tom. Become a subscriber to my YouTube page and listen to this episode all over again, but with moving pictures. It's gonna be a hoot. Glad you could be here for us. America, I love you. I know you need to hear it right now. This is a tough time. This is a really tough time. Boy. I don't want to end sad. I'm not ending sad. We're going to end on an uplifting note. We're going to pull our nose up and level off and try to keep persevering. Tune in next week, folks. Keep on tuning in. I love you. Stay velvet.